Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Movie Nights movie review. I have Nicholas with me.
What's up, everyone?
What is up? Indeed, we are back. We are together. We are virtual. We're still figuring out the new process and new system, so we can test it out to eventually bring back the roundtable in the early next year. This will be fun as we do this journey. Right now, you're just going to get the dual shot. I have not figured out the technology to switch back and forth yet, but don't worry, we will get there.
And eventually a nicer backdrop on my end, because I'm still setting up the new space.
Yes, you just moved. How's it been going?
Could not figure out how to blur out my background on stream. So if anyone knows, please tell me.
Please comment. And
Comment how to do it.
how's the move been? You doing all right?
Yeah, everything's good. Just trying to get everything set up in here so that it looks good on camera.
Nice. Yes, no worries. We'll get you all set up. We'll get everything going soon. So, today's review is going to be The Wild Robot. We are baby fresh from seeing this movie. We literally just got back, drove through a hurricane to see Wild Robot. You're welcome, DreamWorks. And I'm going to go ahead and start this one off by just saying, what a movie. I was very, very pleased with it. It's a beautiful movie. It's excellent work. The only negatives I have for it is I think it just goes big for the sake of big in the third act without needing to, and it runs a little bit too long. And there's one real song in it that's not score that didn't work when I initially saw it because the score was working so well. But I have a feeling now that I know it's there on subsequent rewatches, it's not going to bother me. So I'm not too worried about that. I think if they just, tightened up the end a little bit, it could have been even better. But this is already, the movie that we got is already one of the best movies that came out this year. It's such a great film. I was very pleased with it. What about you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I personally was a fan of all the trailers as well. I think from an animation standpoint, the animation was stunning. I really liked it. The way the camera moved, some of the artistic choices that they made with that, I thought were really cool to see. And I agree with you. I think that my biggest issues come from the third act and it just feeling a little too long. And if you ask me, I think that's also where the movie gets a little more cheesy in its dialogue. A lot of dialogue was kind of cheesy, teetering there, but stuff in the trailers, like in the trailer, it says like, "I am a wild robot."
Yeah.
And just some other things about, like following your heart. It gets a little overly sentimental, and with that comes a certain level of cheesiness that I think kind of took me out tonally with the movie. And I agree. I think it had a beautiful score throughout. I don't think we needed that scene, especially the scene that song accompanies.
Yeah.
It worked beautifully with score as well.
No, I agree. I fully agree. And the cheesiness that you're mentioning, there are sequences where it does not work for sure. There are a couple where it does. There are a couple where it comes across as endearing. I think where the cheesiness starts to come in is when they would kind of repeat the cheesy beats, which, you get one. You get one before it starts to get like, okay, that's enough. But yeah, honestly, when these are the complaints that we have about the movie, though, you killed it. You did such a good job. And what's funny, too, is, you and I, when we would talk about it beforehand, we were fans of the marketing for the most part. I liked the trailers. I thought it looked great. All of our friends who saw the movie with us, practically all of them were like, yeah, I'm really surprised. I thought it was going to be garbage from the trailer. So, and apparently they're not alone in that sentiment. I've seen...
There were a few people on our side.
Of course, but...
And the people that didn't attend the screening were against.
Right. And but also I think that people I've spoken to just at my day job, aren't very interested in seeing it because of the marketing. So I'm wondering, I expect this movie to do well opening weekend, but I'm wondering if the marketing has hurt it from the general audience. I'm not sure.
I wonder. I mean, the themes they were dealing with, too, were pretty intense, and some of the jokes they were made were pretty, not what I was expecting from a kid's movie.
That means funny. The jokes were funny.
The jokes were funny. The humor landed for the most part, I think. I think there were a few misses, but definitely more hits when it came to the humor.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, overall, again, really happy with this movie. One of the best of the year for sure so far. There's still time. What was that?
All the voice cast, I thought all did a fantastic job, especially Lupita Nyong'o as the titular robot.
Yes.
But, everyone else, you have Pedro Pascal is the fox. You have Matt Berry as a beaver, who I think is the fox.
Perfect casting. Perfect casting.
Mark Hamill was the voice of the bear, and I think the one great one was Catherine O'Hara as this mother possum,
Mm,
because the story is about motherhood,
yes.
and I think her voice fit what they wanted that character to do just perfectly.
No, absolutely. It was amazing. And I, again, I'm being repetitive at this point. It was a beautiful piece of work. It was a great film. And I definitely want to see it again. And I encourage everyone to go see it, and especially if you have a family. I think this is a great family movie. I almost wish I saw this when I was a kid, because I'm buying the merch. I'm getting that robot plush. I'm getting like all that stuff as a kid. Like I would have ate this movie up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Excellent job by DreamWorks. Do you have any final thoughts?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I feel like there's really not much to say on it. We said, it's a very good time. I'm very curious to see, like you said with the marketing, how that is going to affect its box office. But counter programming, I don't think there's really anything kid focused in theaters right now, really,
Yeah.
off the top of my head. So I'd be curious to see if it is just a get out on the weekend to go see it with your family, and if that'll help it or hurt it.
Yeah, box office for me, I mean, the only other kids thing out's Transformers 1, and it had a really not excellent opening weekend. So my thought is, will the two animated films help each other, like a Barbenheimer, or will it hurt one of them and one of them be more hyper successful? I'm very curious to see what happens.
Both with robots.
Both with robots. Robots are in. Robots are in.
Robots are in.
But
They're in, they're now, they're wow.
Yes. But guys, when you see the wild robot, please let us know what you thought in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.